Hey, what's up everybody? I'm the Gerbil, and today I want to talk about the Naboo raid, which personally I hate, but I want to share some resources, not even tips and tricks, but some resources that have really helped me elevate my performance in the raid to get the maximum scores I can, and to help my guild, of course, achieve the best that they can. Now, back in the days of the indoor speeder bike raid, I was at the forefront of testing that one, and I was among the people who kind of simultaneously cracked the code. But this particular raid, I hate it. And it just drives me bonkers, it drives me nuts, and it makes me wish more than anything else in the game that we could snapshot account-wide mod loadouts. Not individual characters, but account-wide, so that I could set up all my mods across the different teams and just play, and then one click hit revert, right? It's my #1 wish that I had. And that would also be good for Grand Arena, that'd be good for so many things. Like, just imagine if you had an account-wide Grand Arena mod loadout, an account-wide like raid loadout, whatever. I digress. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing I want to share with you are the squads I am currently using. And I do have a full Relic 9 Gungan faction because I always Relic 9 the most important characters in the game, that being Gungans and Ewoks. So I'm right there at the top, always meta leading. Yeah, that's sarcasm, folks. But I think the easiest squads to achieve max score in this game is Gungans with the Omicron. It's almost just an automatic. In fact, you can usually just hit automatic and kick back and reap the rewards. Now, if you're on the fence about putting the Omicron on there, I would caution it at this moment. While it's not too late, raids run for a finite period of time. And the further into that period of time you wait to apply that Omicron, the less utility you're going to get for it. So if you are on the fence, and you have the resources and you authentically don't mind spending them, then I would apply it now, because every raid you wait is one less raid you get to use out of it. Now, that being said, this raid is probably going to run for another 5 to 7 months. That's probably, I think, a sufficient amount of time to utilize it. The second best team, in my humble opinion, and when I say best, I mean simplicity, is probably the Luminara Kit Fisto squad. Now, I run Shakti, Mace Windu, and Grandmaster, and there are some tricks to it. One of the things I would recommend is don't use Kit Fisto's move until immediately after the leader droid cleanses. Because if you get stuck in that move where you go potency up team wide and then cleanse, he's got a cooldown of 3, it's going to be a while before you can do it again, and it's just going to stress you out. Once you learn to wait and then use it in response, and you learn a few other tricks, that becomes a pretty easy max score, especially with the further guidance and resources I'm about to share. After that is Queen Amidala, who is a very challenging unlock, of course. But then the B2 Separatists, I kind of would say, is about the same, really. That one is so straightforward. You rely on the B2 to get bonus turns, to swarm assist with the Siths, and you max out their damage. You want to push that up as high as possible, over 10,000 minimum for both of them, and it's just bonkers what they can do. Get some crit damage on there too. The last one is the Caloran Beck Jedi with Cam. This one, I'm struggling with this one a lot because of RNG factors. This is not a joke. I can share the pictures. I'm thinking about putting them on Reddit. But I went 12 battles in a row consistently where all 12 phase 2s, I got the droid with the mechanic where they take an automatic extra turn after you take a turn. Now, the problem is that I can clear phase 1 at 6% in rage. And then when they get that automatic thing, phase 2 can push up to 30, sometimes 40+% in rage, and there is absolutely no way that squad is going to get anywhere close to max score when that kind of shenanigan happens. So you really, really, really want to avoid the bonus turn mechanic with this squad in particular. But 12 games in a row, and I took screenshots of the final 6 because I got so annoyed. Statistically, that shouldn't be happening. makes me think that there is some kind of a broken coding. I don't know. Anyway, these are my squads. Now, what do you need to really get this ball going? This comes from the Discord raid server. Now, these people are really gung-ho about the raids. I am not in the Discord raid server, so I did not pull these directly from there. Somebody in one of my guilds shared it, and I was like, whoa, these are really high-quality graphics. And I love making my own infographics from time to time, but these are really good, and fundamentally, I agree with most everything on there. There are a few things that I do different. I've tried these rating these guidelines for mods, and I didn't have quite the same ease or success as my own particular strategy, but that's also possibly because of the speed, the turn orders, my own familiarity with some of the mechanics, etc. So mileage may vary. I always want to emphasize that. Just because you follow someone's guide exactly doesn't mean you're going to get the same results. That being said, let's just take a quick dive into a couple of these. I'm not going to go through the whole mechanic. I just want to show you these are there. If you want to download them, I know that they're in my Discord. I know that they're in both of my guild Discords, but and of course they are in the raid Discord server. And here's the link at the top, right over there, discord.dg/SWGOH raid server. So full credit to these guys, full credits due to them, boys and girls over there. Excellent work. Thank you for the community support over there. So here we go. We can see like the way they break this down. Here's the squad. This is exactly what I'm using, and I'm pushing. I've got them all at Relic 8. Next raid they'll be all Relic 9, and I'm going to see if I can't hit that 3.6 million. I am struggling with this to max score, even using exactly these strategies and modding. That's why I said I've deviated a little bit, and I don't quite mod them like this. I do a few things different, and I tend to have better results, but that's just me. Your mileage may vary. This may work perfectly for you. It is, no matter what, an amazing starting base for you to get some, straight up guidance. There's one thing I absolutely mostly agree with, but actually I kind of have a disagreement. I'm going to back to trace that. So on R2-D2, the 3 moves, his basic and 2 specials, both of those say it doesn't matter. I actually do not agree with that, and this is one little shout out I'm going to debate with. There is a moment in the raid where your Queen Amidala, the summoned decoy, is going to be killed, and Amidala will have damage immunity. When she has damage immunity, you want to stealth your team using R2 special, leaving her open with the foresight on her, especially if the turn meter lines up such that all the droids are about to take a turn and you're not. That way they are all forced into just attacking Queen Amidala, who cannot be damaged. The second one is, it says basic doesn't matter. Well, it does, depending on the droid leadership mechanic. If they are not cleansing themselves at the start of their turns or whatever it is, then you can stun them. Especially stunning Droidica and the Stap is really worthwhile. If you can't kill them, you want to prevent them from spamming you with the that red debuff that makes you counterattack and take damage, or you want Droidica to avoid going into shield. The damage immunity shield up on himself. So I do think that R2 is, the abilities there do matter. The burning doesn't seem to do much at all. I totally agree with that one. Next up, we got the 2 Sith, and then the Stap with Newt Gunray. So this is a 3-person squad. I have not had success with this. I greatly prefer simply running the B2 with Stap, IG 100, and then the 2 Sith. To me, it's a factor of time. That is a more consistent, easier run to get max score, whereas this one tends to be, I think, a bit more RNG based and a little. I feel like I can run this one 3, 4, or 5 times and not get the same outcome, or not consistently get the same outcome that I can get with the B2 lead, first one and done, which time is the most valuable resource you have in life, not just the game. And this game, if nothing, is resource management. So I love that this is an option, and if it works for you, fantastic. It has not been working for me. Now, here's the Luminara squad. The only difference here is that I do not put Plo in there. Instead, I put Shakti. I like Shakti in there because Shakti calls an assist, a targeted assist, which I will typically put on Kit Fisto, because if I recall correctly, and I'm going to try to look it up while I'm talking, Kit Fisto has a basic mechanic that potentially gives him some turn meter, and you need that because the cooldown on his potency up is just it's 3, which means it takes a long time for that to cycle back around. So the more turns you can get, the better you are. Now, I know, oh, did I say Kit Plo? No, I have Plo in there. I leave Plo in there. Sorry, I do use Plo because of his AoE turn meter gain on his second special. I take out Qui-Gon. Now, Qui-Gon can dispel the shield up with his second special, but Shakti dispels it on his basic. So when the droidicas go into damage immunity, you can cleanse that off with Shakti on the basic. And then, like I said, Shakti gives that targeted assist. And yes, I'm looking here at Kit Fisto. It says deal damage, physical damage, target enemy with a 30% chance to attack again. He has a 50% chance to gain 15% turn meter with each attack. So there is a potential with every attack that Kit Fisto gains up to 30% turn meter, and you really do want that. You want Kit to take as many turns as possible to reduce that cooldown to continuously reapply the potency up. Now, this is another area that I disagree with this infographic. It says to mod him for health and offense. I have mod him for as much speed as I can. I push him like plus 170 speed. That way he takes more turns. When I get dispelled, they wipe off the potency. He's ready to apply it again. So Plo gives turn meter. Shakti passes a turn to him, calling an assist, which gives you some turn meter, and that's basically what you want to do, in my opinion. Take as many turns with him as you can, keep that potency up. Otherwise, amazing graphic, totally love this. Next up, we've got the B2 lead with the Sith Bros. I've already talked a little bit about this, but this one is pretty cool. You want as much offense power, 100% agree with that, and some critical chances as possible on the Siths, because what happens is as you take damage, inevitably B2 is going to gain 100% turn meter. It's going to reset his cooldowns. He's going to do that spam the, what is that? Spam the, I can't read that. Spam the often. Didn't know that's what that's called. Anyway, spam the often, and that's going to call both of the Siths to assist, where you're going to hopefully just start wiping out enemy droids one after the other. And then don't forget that Darth Maul, if he makes the kill shot on his basic, then I think he gains 100% turn meter, so he gets to start taking a whole lot of turns back to back. I need to look that up, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. And then the last one is the Kit Fisto team. I don't have Isla at Relic anything. She's at like Relic 3, so I don't use her in here. I do put Qui-Gon in here, and he dies insanely fast. Now, I do highly agree with as much offense as possible on Coyote Mundi, and you want as much protection as possible on Caloran Beck, because you want his leadership bonus to trigger all those stacks of, what is it, a Padawan or Apprentice or whatever, that stacks your damage penetration and offense. So you want that. I would actually recommend critical damage triangles though, and on Coyote Mundi and any other person you mod for critical damage, assuming your critical chance is like 75% or above ish. It's just a good ballpark figure. Now, these modding and strategy tips I think are worth their weight in gold. Let's just pretend they have a physical weight. I know they're pixels on a screen, but if you need more assistance, I'm not going to make a Naboo raid guide because I hate this raid with a passion. But here's some other great further reading content, and I'll try to put links to all of these in the description below. But here's 4 wonderful vids from Scrybe talking about different ways to split your Jedi, 5 teams you need, improving the Queen Amidala run, and then some Sith stuff. Over on Calvin Awesome's channel, here's 3 really highly recommended videos. Similar stuff. I like this middle one. It says cheapest max scores. It's a great video for like rating on a budget. Of course, Arnold always does good work. We've got 2 guides from him that I think are fantastic, including the B1 mega like 1000 stack I don't want to call it a bug, but maybe it's a bug. That's probably going to get nerfed if it hasn't already, but that's definitely a lot of fun. If you can pull it off, power to you. It's an easy win after that. It takes a bit of time. And then some other quick resources. Zareth Prevails and Rabid Beaver both put out some good content on this. So folks, I'm just pointing you today to a lot of resources. I really hope that this stuff helped. If it did, you know what to do for me. Please pay it back, like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. It's easy, it costs nothing, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much. I will catch you later. Have a great day. Good luck at the raid. Bye-bye.